Morning, everyone. This is Akira. Thank you very much for watching this special workshop. We are talking about udon. That's made on the ramen machine today, and we have this awesome ramen machine called Richmen Gold One, right? And then um, nowadays, like a lot of of our customers been asking us to see like if it's possible, for them to be able to like make fresh, awesome, great udon noodles on their machines, right? So from scratch. So it's usually pretty difficult to make good udon noodles on ramen noodle machines because they're designed differently. Because the udon machines are designed to make authentic, great udon noodles, but like ramen machines are not. So but over the years, like we have developed these recipes, these methods to be able to like make awesome udon noodles on ramen machines. So, we like to share our method and recipe and techniques for you guys to for you to be able to like start making your own awesome udon noodles for your business from tomorrow. So let me go through some slides, right? And then because we are making udon noodles on the Richmen Gold one, which is the most advanced, all-in-one noodle machine we have, right? Later, we're gonna show you guys how we can make awesome udon noodles on the Richmen Gold one. So let me go through some slides, and then yeah, um, talk about the yeah. So we're talking about how we can make awesome udon noodles on a ramen machine, and then in today's workshop, like with the Richmen Gold One machine, right? So so basically, like dive directly into this recipe that we have for authentic, regular udon noodles that is made on udon machine. Is that like so udon noodles are made of wheat flour, 7 to 9% protein content, and then we're gonna have so it's a very simple recipe, right? So wheat flour, the solid ingredients, and then we have liquid ingredients that are just water and salt and vinegar. But you're using a lot of salt, and then making salt water, right? Like it's almost like 12 to 15% salt level, right? And then we're adding a little bit of vinegar, 1% weight of flour. So this is basically um, udon like a recipe that you can actually start making your authentic udon noodles on the udon machine, or like maybe even like by handmade, right? So there you have it. But when we make udon noodles on the ramen machine, we need to change the recipe a little bit. The ramen machines are basically designed to make lower hydration noodles, drier, harder noodles. So we'll have to adjust the hydration ratio, right? First of all, we can use the exact same flour, 79% protein content, but like we want to reduce the amount of water we add, right, to 33 to 40% hydration, or like even a little bit more, but like basically inside water, all right, liquid. So we're adding 2 to 5% salt, 1% vinegar, and 26 33% of water, right? And then we want also reduce the noodle size, right, to thickness 1.3 to maybe like 3 millimeter, and but with 1.5 to 4 millimeter. So we want to reduce noodle size, and then at the same time we want to reduce amount of water we add to the flour. The difference between udon noodle machine and ramen noodle machines are basically the size of the rollers we use to thin process the noodle dough, right? The the noodle machine we have, right, has noodle rollers that are like 90 millimeters in diameter, right? And then what typical ramen machine that we have rollers that are like 163 millimeter in diameter, so like way bigger, right? So because we operate because the harder the noodle dough, right? The more bigger the pressure we have to add to the dough to be able to like process them, right? To develop wooden dough, right? And then so, but the higher the hydration, the softer, right? And then we can apply just lighter pressure, right, to process and develop noodle dough. So we use a smaller roller. So basically higher the lower the hydration, the bigger the rollers we need. Then higher the hydration, the smaller the rollers we need to process them properly. So, and this is the kind of chart that we use to describe like you know authentic udon noodles, right? So like very small range of like protein content of flour, right? 9 and 8%. So within this, well, so it's a very narrow, gap between like 9 and 8. So like but like towards 9%, like it gets really hard, right, for udon noodles. Then we wanna be concerned about also like viscosity, right? I mean how elastic the udon noodles can be, right? The more, the better. And but when we are making udon noodles on ramen machines, we use this chart, right? This is the exact chart like we've been using to describe like different types of ramen noodles, different types of noodles, right? So udon noodles that we make on ramen machines, right? Belong to high hydration ratio noodles, number three, and then so it's soft, right? And then the noodle size is thick. Then protein content of flour is lower, right? And this is the difference between like you know different hydration ratio dough. Like it changed like dramatically from 25% to 40% to 45%. So and then when we are making recipe for our udon noodles, these are the five variables that we want to be concerned with, right? So protein content flour, right? 7 and 9% range, and then viscosity of the flour that's in the starch is it's called it's you need a measurement like Brabender unit, and then the higher the better, truer, right? Then yeah, hydration, the water amount of water we add, right? So 35% and up. So basically, higher the hydration, the softer, right? The noodle size, of course, is important. Like harder, mobile, the larger the noodle size. And then another thing we want to be concerned about is whether you are serving you don't know it's cold or hot or warm. So basically warmer, softer, right? And then so if you're serving cold, then you want to be taking into account the kind of final noodle texture you want your customers to experience, right? So these are the five variables that you want to think about when structuring your noodle recipes for your udon. And then getting into yeah, processes, right? Production processes. So so the weighing, right? So we want to weigh ingredients first, right, at the right ratios. We go by weight, right? Grams, ounces, pounds, because weight is like, well, measuring ingredients by weight is like more precise, right? Usually precision, right? Accuracy than measuring things by volume and other measurement. So I'll be able to go by weight, and then so and then percentage, right? Then yeah, so this is the most important process during the noodle production process. This is because if you make some mistakes, right, in weighing, then the rest of the process wouldn't matter, right? So mixing process, and then resting process. Resting process is very important in udon making, and then pressing and resting, second resting process, and so on. So mixing, right, is yeah. So we have pretty good mixer, and then it does this agitation granulation happening like during the mixing process. So wheat flour and salt water, they come together, right? And then the flour particles like get bigger and bigger, right, as we agitate the dough flour, right? So kind of natural kind of process that like that the dough gets bigger and bigger. So then we want a good hydration, right? So after the mixing, so we usually do the resting process, like first resting process. So, as you can see in this picture, we want to put dough in the plastic bag and then, let it sit at room temperature or like 28 degrees Celsius, that I'm going to show on the next slides. But basically, you get full benefits from by, resting your dough. So you can promote the hydration, right? Better hydration, after mixing. And then you can degas your dough because there are a lot of like air pockets in the dough, and then they burst like when you cook them cook noodles, right? So that's going to ruin the noodle texture. So want to gas them, and then you can get better with flavor, right? By resting, and then you can relax the internal stress of dough, right? So we want to rest it and then walk the dough again. And so yeah, through our research and development, we found this kind of optimal temperature and then time, right? For resting, right? So 20 degrees Celsius like 2 hours, and then 18 degrees Celsius 24 hours. So basically, lower temperature will higher the temperature, the shorter the resting time. And then we want to work the dough, right? We work the dough. So, but in ramen, like when making udon noodles on ramen machine, right? We go through this process to make work the dough, right? So we first after mixing, right? We want to make it a sheet of dough. Then we're going to separate it and we will combine them, right, through rollers, right? So this combined process is that how we develop the gluten, on the dough. So after that, right, after this combined process, we gonna rest it again for a second time. Yeah, and then put a plastic bag, like wrapping it with the plastic bag, right, the dough, and then let it sit at room temperature for an hour or so, 2 hours. And then so after that, right, all we do is just thin it and cut it and portion it, cook it, and then wash it, chill it, and then before you serve them, right? So just to cut it, so we thin it, right, with this roller, and then cut it with this kind of cutter, right? So yeah, basically, so the thickness is determined by the roller gap, roller, right? And then the width is determined by the cutter, right? The cutter we use. Then udon noodles, basically the noodle size would be like around, probably start from, probably thinner side, 2.5 millimeter, right? And then but thicker side, maybe 5.0 millimeter. So, and then to make udon noodles, right? The kind of basic shapes that we use are like square or edgy kind of cutter, right? And edgy cutter, um, that I'm gonna show you guys later, but edgy cutter like creates this like really sharp surface in the noodle, udon noodle, right? So they give you like really good yeah, texture, the sharp texture. And then the last thing I kind of want to talk about, about like udon noodles is that like, so the cross section of the shape of the noodles is like very important, right? In shaping the, the getting the right good noodle texture. So the thickness and width, right? They, we wanna like have it like the 1 to 1.6 ratios, right? So like when we cook the noodles, the noodles sort of like this shape, right, comes like kind of square with that four dents, inward, and then so these dents, right, help scoop more soup, right? So then it's the best texture that you can get. for your udon noodles. And then when cooking noodles, right? When cooking udon noodles, so the salt and vinegar are released, right, to cooking water, and then the noodles, udon noodles get, cooking water, absorb cooking water. So in exchange, right, noodles get cooked, and so over time, right, the cooking water gets dirty and dirty with the salt and vinegar, right? So, we want to gradually change the water to, keep it clean, right? And then, so when we're cooking udon noodles, right, we want to have this kind of system set up. So there's a noodle cooker, right? When we cook noodle, and then, we want to wash them, right? Wash the starch of the noodles, right? So, so first sink is used to wash the noodles, and then when they move the noodles onto second sink to chill them, right? Chill them. So we want to have this kind of system when, cooking udon noodles. And then, so cooking udon noodles, there's another thing that I want to mention is that, like, well, so you can have like hot soup noodles, right? So you wash them, and then, portion it, and then, when you get an order, and then you warm it, and then, serve it in the hot soup, right? But cold noodles, you wash them, right, and then, chill them, right? Then serve it, portion by portion. But there's another style of serving. It's called like kamaage, which is like it's unwashed style, right? So you serve them some noodles like without washing them in the cooking water, right, in the bowl, and then kind of, it's kind of like dipping noodles, but so this is starch, right? No, that's kind of slimy, and then, some people don't like the texture, so, you know wash them for hot soup noodles and cold noodles, but not for kamage style. So yeah, allow me to spend just a few minutes talking about this Richmen Gold one machine that we're going to show you guys. But it's been very popular, right? For, among like small restaurant, I mean small to mid-sized restaurants, and then noodle factory businesses, right? For, these three vital strengths that they has, right? One of it is ease of use, versatility, and then third one is built-in noodle making artisans techniques. Um, so the first one, ease of use, right? Like it has this like automatic feeder, right? Feeding system. So once you place a dough on the conveyor, right? You can just leave it. You know, Richmond Gold One does the rest of this process for you. Thanks to you know, sensing a lot of sensors that measure, like, or watch, I mean check, how much dough is going in, and then so there's a lot of sensors that Richmond One has, so it makes it possible to allow this function to be available in Richmond One. So, and then another thing is, so in conventional noodle making machines, like the point where like the noodles come out, right, on the machine, but like the point where, like, they, well, we can catch noodles is like set to pretty low point, right, from ground. So you have to bend your back, I mean bend over, and then like kind of catch noodles in an awkward position, for then you may hurt your back and stuff, if you do that, keep doing that, right? But if you go, one has conveyor, right, set at like really high, relatively high, from the ground, like 65 centimeters from ground. So it's very easy on your back. You can just sit on a chair and then catch noodles, right? So it's very good, very easy on your workers. And then also there's a touch panel that you can set a lot of things, right? So you can set the timer for the mixer, and then you can set roll speed. You can pretty much see everything that's going on in the machine during operation. So yeah, it's very easy. You can even like diagnose what's wrong with the machine, right, on this touch panel as well. So It's very convenient and it's versatility, right? One is capable of making many types of noodles. Because of the wide range of hydration that this machine is capable of covering, right? So compared to conventional pasta machines that are just capable of making noodles that are 32 to 36% in hydration ratio, Richmen Gold one is capable of making noodles that are like between 25 and 45% in hydration ratio. So that includes the most famous popular type of ramen in the world, Hakata style tonkotsu noodles, to conventional fresh pasta, Turkish ramen, miso ramen, and then of course like udon noodles, tsukeme, like that we're talking about today. So um, yeah, so as you can see in these pictures, right, very different conditions of dough, right, that original one is capable of making, right, of processing. And talking about versatility, it's you can work with a variety of ingredients. Richmen Gold one has this silky mixer, a 10 kilogram mixer that's capable of, it's designed for optimizing the dough condition, right? It's very and they optimize the hydration of the dough. Um, so and then by adding these varying like ingredients like different colors, different flavors, in the silky mixer, it's very easy for you to make different types of dough and different types of noodles. So finally, the built-in noodle making artisan techniques is that like what Richmond Gold one has is like allows you to work the dough properly, then optimize gluten development, right, without damaging it, and then it makes the like compounding process like very very easy, which is the probably one of the most important process that you need to do like in making awesome udon noodles, right? So um, yeah, ease of use and then versatility, and then this built-in noodle making artisan techniques that our technology that original one has inside are has been like three major reasons that like many growing number of people have been using, I mean choosing the Richmond Gold one for their business. So and then just talking about it or showing you like explaining all these features and then like showing you how Richmond Gold one works and stuff like online is like great, right? Great way to communicate these ideas to you, right, online. But there's nothing better than going to you know real place, right, physical place for you to like experience and try things and then hear us like talk about like these ideas like in person, right? So for the people who are watching from United States, right, we have shawarma available in Houston, Texas. um, Matter of fact, we have a workshop, special workshop coming up like later this month, right? 27th and 28th. So what we're gonna do is that like we share like our noodle making techniques, right? And then all these secret know-hows that like we have developed like over the years, right? Um, that's a lot of value right there. But like the best of all, you can actually try the noodles that we're gonna make, right, fresh during the workshop. So it's a very good experience. I mean, we're gonna share like some of the stuff like you can start applying your business like the next day, right? So just US $60 per attendee, so it's definitely it's a steal, right? And then and of course like we do this workshop, right? And then at the same time, like if you are kind of more serious about starting your own noodle production, or you want to try the flour that you have locally, right, and to make a noodle, to make your own noodles and stuff like that. So you can bring your own flours and then you know do the private demo session that we can do for you. You know, I think that's more for you than if you you can get appointment, then schedule private demo with us. That'd be great as well. Yeah, for those of you who are watching from Europe, right? We also have a showroom in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So um, yeah, actually, we have this special workshop coming up tomorrow. Then the 27th, right? So like for those of you like who haven't been to any of these workshops, yeah, it's a it's a lot of values, great experiences that you can get, by attending these workshops. So we have pages set up for you to sign up for the seats, right? So you know, I think we have a few seats are still available. So grab a seat before we run out of the seats, right? Okay, so yeah, and then go to yamatonoodle.com and then find these pages and then sign up for your seat, right? So yeah, so let's start with the Richmen Gold one and then make awesome udon noodles. Yeah, so here we have our Richmen Gold one and then the silky mixer, it's a 10 kg mixer, right? So but minimum batch is 4, so we added udon flour now, right? Then we're gonna run this mixer for a minute just with the flour, right? And then this flour is very special flour that we asked our one of the major Japanese like milling companies to did a special blend, right? And then so because we have been like doing a lot of research, to find reach the best perfect udon flour, right, over the years. So this is the best udon flour, and then it's called udon nippon. But um, yeah, so we are making this. We are using this flour to make awesome udon on which we want. But and then so hydration ratio, right, for this particular recipe is 43%, and that's kind of high percentage for udon noodles, made on uh, ramen machines. But so you know, so we are adding this water, right, liquid onto the lid, right, mixing lid, and then the mixing lid has like these holes, right, very small holes that allows this liquid to be dripped through to be added to the flour, right. So it's a gradual then allows for very good hydration. But we don't want to waste your time like just watching the mixer, right? So make me prepare the dough in advance, right? So it's very big dough, right? 43%. That's pretty big. But thanks to the system the Richard one has, right? So it has this like safety gate, right? That's we can keep it open when feeding this like big dough into the roller, right? Um, Thanks to the safety advanced safety feature that this Richmond Gold one has, we can have this safety gate open, wide, right? So we we can it's more practical and then it's more safe than it's safer than the conventional ramen machines. In conventional ramen machines, I think you need to close the safety gate, right, all the time to secure the safety of the workers, right. But with this one, with this machine, like you can have it open because there's a sensors that that keep yeah workers from getting injured. So it's the most like I I think it's the most advanced um, yeah, safety features that like that's installed in the commercial noodle machines. So which means one knows, right, how much dough is being fed, right, because of that like red sensors that you see, right. So it knows like how much dough is going in being fed. So like it knows like how fast it needs to move the conveyor, right. So it's very smart. Yeah, it's very smart. So it has both practic it has both like um it, it has both like clear the both of like a safety and then practicality of noodle production. So after the rough forming that we talked about a little bit, um so this dough is like still pretty fragile, right. It's pretty fragile. It's like it's easy to rip apart. And then so what we want to do is to yeah, separate it, right, separate it, and then combine them through the rollers. So adjusting the roller gap, right, the appropriate roller gap, and then we're doing the combining process, and then so we just need like wind it on the wind it the yeah, wind the dough sheet, and then on the rolling pin, the rest of the process like automatic, right. Yeah, so this dough is like very soft, um compared to like ramen noodles. So we want to make it firm, right, by combining process, a bit by combining, right, combining them. Yeah, so this process is like vital to create very good udon noodle texture, and yeah, we want to make sure that you know yeah, we want to make sure that we do this process. Then normally, right, normally like we do this process like twice, and then yeah, through like trial and error, and then a lot of experiments we've done in the past, like we found that combining them twice is like produce the best result. So yeah, we do it twice. Yeah, we did like 3 times, 5 times, six times, but like after second time, like the noodle texture didn't improve, right. So and then so because this yeah, udon noodles like this 43% high hydration ratio, so like very wet noodles. Um, so we want to dust the dough very well. So we start dusting, right. So this Richmen Gold one machine has this duster that kind of dusts from the rear, right, and then so it does the conveyor belt first, and then when the dough touches the conveyor belt, the dough gets dusted, and then it's just dusting the outer side of the dough, right. So the inner side of the dough like doesn't get dusty, right? So it's okay. So and then you can adjust control the amount of dusting, right? Whether of course like you want to dust more, right? So after combine process, so we'll just need to like thin it, right? Thin it to the final thickness. Then checking the actual thickness, right? And then so actual thickness is always bigger, right, than the roll gap we set. So we want to check the actual thickness, especially before we start cutting. Yeah, so we can go faster from this point on, right? So it's it's going much faster than before during the combine process. Okay, so checking the actual thickness, right? It's 3.5, 3.5. After it's gone through 3 millimeter roller gap, it's 3.5. So it bounces back by 0.5. So that gives us the based on this information, right? Then 0.5, we can um, calculate. We can expect that to bounce back by 0.5 millimeters. So okay, we know how much we need to get. So this is the cutter we use, right? So this is the edgy cutter that we were talking about, right? The number 8, so it's 3.8 millimeter. So that's the width. So that's the width, right? That's the width of the udon noodles. But thickness, we are controlling by the roller gap. And then see you can watch the you know maybe you can just sit in the chair, right? And then get that catch udon noodles, right? So it's very convenient. It's very easy in your back. Um, and then at the same time, like well, it's very visible, right? When the udon noodles coming out, right? So you can definitely show to your customers, how you're making your udon noodles, right? So beautiful udon noodles coming out, and then so imagine you can put this machine inside a restaurant, right? Or a factory where then you can glass case it, and then you can show to customer like your customer may be amazed noodles are coming out in front of their eyes, that they're about to eat, right? So I think this is going to be very entertaining. You know, and then that may have influenced the sales, right, in positively as well. Then customers like probably post this video or something like in Instagram or something to go viral and stuff. So yeah, it's a very good you know way to promote your business. And then so Richmen Gold one, right? Very easy to use, and then we just made awesome udon noodles on the Richmen Gold one machine, right? Um, yeah, so it's got like all in one, mixer, roller and cutter and everything, right? and then each component is like well independent. So like you can run the mixer while you do the roller, right? Thinning or cutting. So yeah, it's very versatile. Yeah, so udon noodles um, that we made, right, are very very good. Probably probably the best udon noodles that you can make on the ramen machines in the world, right? Um, but again, like it's very sad. I feel very sad, like you guys can't try these udon noodles, right? Um, but if you can come to, for example, like we're broadcasting this from our HQ in Kagawa, Japan, right? So you can come to Kagawa, our HQ, right? We can definitely let you guys try these beautiful, awesome udon noodles. So please, yeah, think about it. Like Google Kagawa, on the Google map, and then see like how you can get here, right? Um, and anyway, and then like another thing is that like don't forget, right? We have special workshop coming up or like private demo, right? And you can do for you like in Houston, Texas, like Amsterdam, Netherlands, right? So the yeah, we have pages set up for you to sign up for the special workshop for Amsterdam, like that's for tomorrow and the 27th, and then um, the Houston, Texas, that's like 27th and 28th, right? So before we run out all the seats, because the space is limited, we only have like few seats left. So please go and sign up for seats, right? Yamatonoodle.com. So and then this week, this Thursday, we'll have another special workshop coming up. We're doing bian bian noodles. That's like one of the hottest Chinese style noodles that a lot of people want to do nowadays, right? So we're going to do that on our Richmen Gold 2 machine. Then if you're interested in, right, watching it, we have a page set up for you to, get that link, right? So yeah, please stay tuned, right? That's like 10 a.m. Japan Standard Time and then 4 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So, this Friday. So, okay. Thank you so much for watching. And then, I hope to see you back in the next workshop. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.